Hi, I'm Radez, and today I'm going to be going over this extension I made for After Effects. It's super powerful and combines two of my favorite extensions that are available currently, namely Flow and Prime Tools. Now, I did make it all myself, but you can see that it took a lot of inspiration from the two, along with a ton of custom presets with a growing list, and I'm super excited to show everything off right now in the showcase. Now, to start off, I'm going to be showing off the graph editor, where if I just add simple shape and add a position keyframe here, and then move it along, you could see it'll just move along the path. And then I could easily edit its graphs by dragging these Bezier curve handles and just a one-click apply. Super easy, and you could get some smooth movements with this part of rdzTools. Now, next, I'm going to be showing off some of these custom presets. And a lot of these are text presets, and I use them in all my client work. They're super useful, but it's not just text presets, obviously, because you have also some layer presets for animations and then some looks you could give your layers. Now, if I just type some simple text, scale it up a bit, and then apply one of my favorite presets, Word Learn from Right, you could see that it's super easy, just a one-click apply for some premium looking animations. And you could also drag these around if you want to favorite them, and it's just a super easy process to quickly get to some of your favorite animations in After Effects. Now, there's a lot of them. I can't go over them all here, but there's definitely some cool looking ones, especially word rotate in. I like how it kind of like slams in, character bouncing, which also looks very good. But yeah, these are just super premium looking text animations that I'm a big fan of. Now, moving on to some of the looks, these are also super easy, just long shadow, soft shadow, one click apply stuff. That is very easily editable. All the settings are here in this little pop up, and it'll obviously show you when you've edited one of these. So here, I've just disabled the motion blur, which it shows you visually, and it's just super easy to use. You could also add bevel, and it's honestly better seen with a shape layer. So if I add in this one and then apply, let's say, a long shadow and a bevel, it's going to look super nice. Now, there's a lot of other stuff you could do. Like, let's say I'll drag in an image like this and maybe scale it down a bit and drag it under this layer. You could also see a very cool liquid glass look that I added. And when you apply, oh, it looks super nice. It's just a simple box blur with an outline, but I also use this in client work and it's just super useful overall. Finally, I'm going to go over some layer in presets just to wrap it all up. Some of my favorites. I really like layer bounce up, where if I apply, does a little bounce animation where it comes up, and all the bounce effects are fully editable. They are applied via this little tool here, where it will make all of your keyframes bouncy, but we'll get into that in a second. And honestly, just all these presets here are extremely easy to use, very powerful, and they're all custom made. I'm a big fan of them. But now we can move on to the tools, which is last but definitely not least in how powerful they are. Which are last but definitely not least. Now, to start us off, some simple ones, you could very easily pre-comp your layers. If I make a few like this, it will just pre-comp them, move all of the layers into here. Again, super easy to use. You also have this right here where you could change the anchor point of layers. So let's say I wanted to set it to the middle. You could see a shift and then center this layer in the pre-comp. All extremely easy. And then you could click this to save a snapshot of your composition to a designated spot in your computer. Now, moving down the list, here is one of my favorite features of rdzTools. And this is one I just added on a whim. I felt a use for it in the animations, and I felt like it would be super awesome to have. Now, it works like you can drag text layers and any type of shape layer in, and then select them all and click rigid body simulation. Now, it'll take a second, but it will simulate the physics of these objects and then convert it into keyframes. And just like that, we have a very quick and easy animation where it basically just simulates the physics of these objects. Now, it's not perfect currently, and it can be a little buggy, but honestly, I'm very proud of it, and I could see a lot of uses for it. Now, something that you could very easily use with this rigid body simulation button is this button. And you could see what it does by right-clicking it, but it will split all the characters in a text layer up into all their different characters super duper easily. And you could see that now I could drag each individual one out. And this is also very useful for rigid body simulations, as you can see. It renders out all the keyframes for each individual character and applies physics to them, which I just find so cool. Now, all of these buttons each have a use, but I could go over them super quickly. This one just reverses the layer, fits to the comp, and this one, as we went over previously, makes it so keyframes are bouncy. This one just adds a null layer, enables motion blur, sequences the layers with an offset, duplicates, splits the layers, and separates all the characters like we went over, and finally clears all the expressions from like a text layer. Now that basically wraps up my extension rdzTools, and I'm working on getting it out right now, but you could probably get to it by the time this video is released by the link in my description. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you think this would be really useful, and if you think I should charge for it. I do want to do it for free, honestly, and let people just download it as they'd like. I feel like there's not a lot of free good After Effects plugins, so I'm thinking on that. And overall, yeah, let me know how it is. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to make more videos in the future.